Some said loco.
Running in and out, but always coming up short. Though I'm like daytime TV.
No Oprah can see.
I'm that child with no father
Waiting for Amori.
Somebody help me.
Tired of this life.
I wanna be a wife.
I said I don't want to be a wife. Confused on snooze. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Serious Voice.
And this is your man, Mr.C.
And we're back with Quarantine
And Married.
And we haven't killed each other.
Wow.
We're still here.
Mm-hmm.
We're still here.
Still here.
And we're excited that we're back for another episode. What up? See, I put red lipstick on for you. And I got my red jacket that matches.
Hi.
And I have these red pants on too.
Oh, hello.
Anyhow, so how's everybody doing? Thank you so much. We made it to another episode. How did we even manage to do that? How did we manage to make it to another episode, Mr. C?
It's all God.
As they say, won't he do it? So I guess he did it.
Yes, he will.
I guess he did it. But yeah, it's been cool. It's been cool. We've been watching more movies, and well, we've been watching more episodic shows on TV, like Bosch, which is one of my favorites on Amazon Prime. And but yeah, I won't mention the others that I watched.
I'm a huge forensics fan myself. I'm always watching stuff with like crime and talking about real stuff per se. You know what I'm saying? That's just me, but you know.
And the stuff that I watch is fake.
No, well,
it's like
anyway.
made up, you know.
Yeah, it's fiction.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, not that they show you everything on these forensic shows, but you know, it's real. It's real cases, real this, real that, about real crimes and everything.
Right. So we wanted, since this is like technically our third episode, if you will. The first one wasn't our official. It was kind of like a prelude to the first official premiere of Quarantine and Married. And since this is our third, we thought it would be interesting and best, and at the urging of the fans that have been watching,
yes,
that we should talk about how we met.
Wow.
I don't know why people are interested in that, but hey,
is you ready?
They want to know how we met, Mr. C.
Are they ready for this?
I'm sure they are. What else is there to do?
Oh boy!
Like, people are stuck at home like us.
Yeah.
You know, playing dress up.
Should we spill all the beans? You know.
What beans to spill? I don't know.
All right. Yeah. I guess it's time for them to really understand fully how we met.
Okay.
All right. So here we go. So basically, what happened was, it was about once upon a time. No, seriously, it was about 2005. Lots was happening at that time. I'm just gonna jump to the point where it was leading up to meeting Bridget, aka Syria. So basically, I had just gotten out of a pretty bad relationship at that point. It was pretty bad. You know, I'm not gonna get into all the details, but I went out of that situation, and I'm just going to put it in its proper order, all right? Because this is very, very serious. In many cases, we try to do, which is fine, we try to do what we can to meet the right person.
Right.
Okay? But when you are a child of God, or basically when you find out that you can't do it on your own, that you need God's help, a lot of times he'll allow you to go through some painful experiences in life, okay? So this last relationship leading up to Sirius was one of those things. So what happened was, when that situation, when I parted ways with that person, what had happened was, I made a declaration to God, okay? Because apparently what I was doing wasn't completely working, okay? On my own, in my own natural, you know, limited understanding on who to choose in life. I said, God, the next woman that comes along, if she doesn't put you first, even above me, I don't want her. That was just my attitude. That was my mentality. And mind you, I was still in graduate school, so a lot of stuff sometimes you had to like come back full circle and focus on things that's important. Because I was making my last push to get my master's. Anyway, I I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Y'all can look at me anyhow y'all want. So I went on this personal platform. It was a personal platform.
Online.
It was an online personal platform. And basically, long story short, I came across this young lady's profile sitting next to me. And what happened was I read the profile. Oh, I work for this entity. I got my master's from an Ivy League institution. This, that. I said, oh, okay. Let me see what's up with this. You know? And I responded to it. And she responded back. And I responded to her. And next thing you know, next thing you know, we basically set up a time to meet in Queens. It was in, it was in Jackson Heights? No, I think it was more like,
I think it was like Queens Village or something.
Something like that, yeah. So basically when I saw what she looked like, she was nice, dark skin, she had a nice smile. She actually had on a nice business suit because
a brown,
it was a
brown
pinstripe
suit.
It was a brown pinstripe business suit. So in my head, as a man, I'm using my imagination. Like, I'm gonna keep it real. What's under that suit? So basically, after I see her, you know, and leading up to that, by the way, you know, I had to get my fresh cut. You know, I had to make sure my beard was trimmed. You know, when you going to meet people, you don't just go anyhow. I think I was like pretty much dressed like urban casual. And what happened was we went to this Colombian bar and grill just to sit down to have a cup of coffee. Don't worry, we wasn't having no drinks and getting drunk. She wanted an iced cappuccino. Kind of funny story with this. So we sitting down and we're talking, and she asked the server for an iced cappuccino, and the woman comes back. Actually, the woman was like, "Oh, we don't have that," and she was like, "Can you just give me a coffee with ice cubes in it?" And I don't know if the woman got an attitude, but she came back with what she ordered, but it had like bits of napkin in it. And I'm like, yo, what's up with this? I'm like, listen, we got to get out of here because this right here ain't cool. And so we left there and we went to, I think we went to an IHOP on Hillside Avenue, if I'm not mistaken, if I can recollect properly. And we sat down and we started flowing from there, getting to know each other, finding a little bit more information out about one another.
So we're sitting in IHOP, and I didn't care about what kind of job he had, because I figured he had a full-time job because we had been talking. I didn't care about how much money he had. Didn't care about all these other things that people tend to focus on. My number one concern was if he liked Christian rap, because I knew that, I was engulfed in it. And the person that I planned to be with had to have liked it, and didn't have a problem with me engaging in the community, doing music, traveling, all that stuff. So the first question that I asked him, while we're eating our meal in IHOP is, do you like Christian rap?
So I just want to touch on two things right now. When you put God first and you ask him to guide you and direct you, even in who to choose in a relationship, the signs are pretty obvious. For me personally, I've had a history in Christian hip hop since like 1997. And basically, I'm not going to get into the whole story, but I was in a revival. The prophet spoke out some things. I felt the witness in my spirit. And from that time, I knew I had to do something in the art. And from that time, I've been involved. So leading up to that, starting from there and leading up to this encounter, it was like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I had to jerk back like, Christian rap? I'm like, I'm basically a Christian rapper myself.
I could have asked you like 5
She
million
could have asked me
other
anything.
questions, like how many people had you been with? Are you really saved?
Yeah.
How much money do you have in the like us females, we get all crazy. Like,
So
we have all these, and we have all these ideas about, the man that we want to be with, and how he should he should act and the things that he should have and all this stuff, when in reality a man could lie to you and tell you what you want to hear, and then when you finally do get with him and you become intimate with that person, you know, you're heartbroken. So the best thing is to just let God guide you. But for me, it was music. It was a music ministry. And if he didn't say, yes, I'm into Christian rap, or I love it, or whatever, that, like, this would not be today. Like, we wouldn't have a son. We wouldn't be doing, you know, business together, music together. We just wouldn't have a relationship. I'd probably be with someone else. And so we're sitting there, and I was very serious, and I looked him dead in the face and I said, do you like Christian rap? And he said, like Christian rap? You know, I'm a Christian rapper. And it was so crazy. And it's like, it's funny how God knows the desires of your heart, because for years I had been doing shows and meeting, you know, other male rappers or whatever. And behind my head, I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, wow, I really wish that I could have a connection or a relationship with a guy that was attractive and had all these things, but also was a rapper, you know, in the same genre that I was in. Or just a rapper, period. And so when I met him and he said, you know, at IHOP, you know, that he's a rapper, and he started this group and all this stuff, and the group called HGC, and I was just like, okay, that's it. Let's get married. That's it for me. It's done. Like, we don't need to do nothing else. You know, it wasn't even, and mind you, we're both Christian people. So it wasn't a matter of, okay, well, let's just test the waters. Let's go to a hotel or anything like that. That wasn't even it. You know, it was about, we knew that we were both ambitious people, because I had gotten my master's. He was wrapping up his. I had a full-time job in media. He had a full-time job at a media entity. We were both, you know, music ministers in our respective churches. He'd been singing on the church choir since he was 13. Like, we had so many things in common. We just mirrored each other. It was crazy. And so that was the icing on the cake, and that sealed the deal for me personally. Yep. When he said he was a Christian rapper.
And you know, it's funny, even when, you know, God is setting things up, there could be times when your stance can be tested, not in your walk with God, but in the new thing that he's setting you up with.
Right. Right.
So what had happened was, and first of all, when I went to her house for the first time, the first date, right? First date was good. I remember I had on my pirate. I had not a bunch of jerseys, but I had, like, you know, certain authentic jerseys. So I had my Pittsburgh Pirates Roberto jerseys. Clemente Classic on with my black jeans and my white Timbs. Man, I was feeling good that night. Yeah. And you know, I went by her house and the BK, and I encountered the woman of the house, and there was such a strong connection. There was a bunch of signs that we were supposed to be together. There was just I can't even explain it to you. It was such a powerful connection. She asked me some questions, this, that, and the third, and you know, her family, you know, old school Guyanese customs, you know. So the woman of the house checked me out. I interacted with her, and she took a liking to me immediately from the first meeting. And she was like, "Oh, yeah, you can go in the house." She know who she is. And you know, I waited in the living room. We went out on the first date. I'm not sure if we went like to a diner. It was a simple date, right?
Yeah, it was. And
we had a good time. Brought it back home. And then the next date, I wanted to go to the movies and, I don't know, bowling or whatever. I was feeling good. And you know, not that you don't love God, you just want to go into town and have a good time. Right. Right? Here what happened. I'm sorry. With the GT. Here what happened. No, so this is what happened. I get to the house. Went back to the house in Brooklyn, where she was, you know, living. And the craziest thing happened. She agreed to the date. She agreed, like, okay, we're gonna go to the movies, whatever. But God moved her in a different way.
I wanted to go to church.
So she said,
I wanted to go to church.
So I don't know how you're gonna take this. So I want to go to church. And I had such an attitude. I'm like, go to church. What you mean go to church? I want to go to church.
He wanted to be with me. He wanted to be with me, you know.
Oh,
he wanted to be able to sit next to me and hold my hand and do
go.
all this stuff.
Here
here I am. I'm like, let's go to church. Let's meet at this
church
church.
Tonight, man. You know what I mean? You know, and I've always been open to going to church on a Friday night or whatever. But this wasn't that type of night to do all that,
He
man.
wasn't trying to have church,
He wasn't trying to have church.
He wasn't trying to have church.
God knows. God knows. I wasn't trying to go to no church. I want to go out with my lady, man. You know what I mean? Anyway, I had the biggest, I flowed with it, but I wasn't happy about it. You know what I mean? And I drive to the church. We actually went to, oh my God, church in Queens on Jamaica Avenue.
New Greater Bethel.
And I pull up. I'm walking in the church. I'm sitting down. I'm just like, yo, I don't even want to be here, man. And it's not because of the body of Christ and nothing like that. It was just where my head was at and what I wanted to do that night. You understand what I'm saying? So now, we in New Greater Bethel. And let me tell you how God can break you down, even in a place where you don't want to be.
For this, can't you see I really need it? Just like white to bread, just like bread to dead. I'm going postal psycho. Some said running in and out, but always coming up short. Though I'm like daytime TV, no Oprah can't see. I'm that child with no father waiting for a Maury. Somebody help me, tired of this life. I wanna be a wife, I said I don't wanna be a wife. Confused, on snooze,